Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video tutorial on how to make your own custom zombies map. On this video, I'm going to be going over blockers. Now, what are blockers? A blocker could be some furniture right on the doorway that's stopping you from getting into the other room. It's also buyable, so once you buy the blocker, it'll disappear and it'll clear the path. So it's pretty much like a door, but it could be a X model, which is furniture, or anything else you would like it to be. So let me show you guys how to do that. I want to open up Radiant. Right now I'm going to open up one of my maps so I can show you guys how to do that. Right now, let me see. Let me make a separate room. So I'm gonna select everything. Gonna copy this, shift this around, move it over, and deselect it. All right, cool. All right, so now I should have two rooms. Now let me cut this up so I could make a doorway. That way we could put some blockers in. Whoop. Press X to use the cut tool just in case. Shift enter. 1, 2. Shift enter. And let me cut up this side over here. Shift enter. Okay. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Let me texture these. That way we won't see any cock texture. You know, it's an invisible texture. Stops from anything of being rendered. Okay, cool. Now we have a doorway. Let me get rid of all this stuff that's in here because I don't want it duplicating and giving me any errors. Oh, I could have left that reflection probe. Just like that. Delete these. Delete that, and delete this. All right, cool. So now I have another room, and now we're gonna make a blocker for this. So first thing you want to do is right-click on a 2D window. You want to go over to Script, and you want to go over to Model. Now what this is gonna do is you're gonna want to navigate to where your X models are, and you're gonna want to pick something you want to block the doorway. All right, so we're gonna navigate to the roof folder. So let me back up a little bit. There we go. Now we're in the roof folder because it says Call of Duty World at War. All right, so go over to Raw. Go over to X models. There we go. And here are all your X models. Now you can use Tom's X model utility to look for the one you want. But you know, for the sake of the tutorial, I'm just trying to speed this up. Let me go over to static because I'm just gonna pick any model, you know, just to show you guys. Well, that's not gonna be big enough. And here we go. All right, okay, cool. Bunk beds. So I'm gonna click on this. There we go. Now you don't just put any model. You have to right click, go to script, and then you got to go to model. When you put a regular model, you go to over to MISC and you go to model. So this one is actually a script model. It actually says it right there. All right, so I'm gonna put two of these. That way it can block the path. There's one. And I'm gonna duplicate it. And I'm gonna put the other one right here. Doesn't have to be flush on. The player's not gonna be able to wedge himself through that. But you guys get the point. All right, so now I have two models blocking the door. So first thing you want to do is you want to select these models. Select them both. You know, you can use one, but for this video, we're using two. So we're going to press N on the keyboard. That way it can bring up the entity window. All right, now we're going to give it some KVPs. So the first one is script underscore link to. And this one we're going to leave blank for now. Press enter. And as you can see, it says script link to, but it doesn't say anything. We're going to deal with that later. All right, now let's put in another one. Now we're going to put spawn flags. And we're going to press enter so we could go to the value. Press 1. and press enter. Okay. Now, when I put spawn flags, that means how many times this is going to show up. We only wanted to do it once, so that's why we're pressing 1. All right, now the next one is target name. Target name. And then we're also going to leave this blank. There we go. Or else we could call this, I guess, blocker. You know, you want to name, every time you make some of these, you want to name them different. All right, so we're going to call this blocker. Press enter. And we're done with this one for now. All right, so next thing we want to do, oh, actually, we can put some other KVPs. That way there will be some animation or make some sounds. Let's do that. All right, so with both of them being selected, you know, first thing you want to put in is script underscore fire FX. Skip over to the next one. You can just press enter. It'll skip to the value. And then we want to put in poltergeist. That way it'll have that poltergeist effect. Press enter. There we go. That's one. Now another one we could put in is script flag. Wait, hold on. It's script, is it underscore FX ID. Now we're going to put in large underscore ceiling dust. Now what this does, it's going to give, once the item disappears, dust is going to start flying around. It's pretty cool. And one more, we're going to put script underscore noteworthy, and we're going to put jiggle. That way when we select it, it's going to jiggle also. Now those last three are optional, which is script noteworthy, jiggle, script FX ID, large ceiling dust, and script fire FX poltergeist. All the other ones, they're mandatory, but these, you don't really have to put those top three. All right, cool. So that's pretty much done. Let's press N to get rid of the entity window. Whoop, open up that window. All right, so next thing we want to do is we want to make a script struct. Now, the reason we're making a script struct is that way the furniture will go in the direction of the script struct. That way it'll disappear. All right, so I'm gonna put it right over here in the other room. Actually, over here, because that's the room we're gonna be spawning in. So we're gonna go over to script. We're gonna go to struct. Oop, I had it selected. That's why. All right, go to script. Go to struct, and I'm gonna put it over here where the wall is. Control tab. Let's move it up a little bit. There we go. That's cool right there. That way it'll fly right across the room. All right, cool. Now, when you have a script struct, you want to give it some KVPs also. So hit N. Let's select the part where it says key. And we're going to put in script underscore link name. And this one we're going to assign to a number. Thing is that you don't want the same number to be popping up under anything else. So I'm going to name this 100. Bow. Okay. Hit escape. Now, let me select these. Hit N. Now, the script linkto, we're going to put that as 100 also. That's why I left it blank. Center. There you go. Now, as you can see, red lines came out, and they're both going towards the script struct. All right, last thing we have to do is make a trigger. So now we're going to go over, well, let's do it from the top view. Control tab. Now I'm going to drag out a brush. That's pretty good right there. And I'm going to right click it, well, on the 2D window. And I'm going to go to trigger, trigger views. Click on that. And as you can see, it turned it into a trigger. Now, whenever I make my triggers, I like to have the item selected, and I like to press Control, hold it, and press F. That way, it'll align the way that the textures are on the trigger. As you can see, it looks different and it actually works out a lot better. So we can shrink this down. That's cool. All right, now we're gonna give the trigger some KVPs and we're done. So go over to the entity window. And as far as the trigger, we're gonna give it a target name. Target name. And we're gonna call this zombie underscore debris. Press enter. That's good. Now we're gonna give a price for the trigger. You know, you don't want anybody doing this for free. Ain't nothing for free in life. Let's do this. All right, so zombie underscore cost. Blah, getting tongue-tied. And you want to put any number you want. You know, you can't put like 55. It has to be like 100, 200, 300, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 1,500. You know, but we're gonna spawn in with 500 bucks, so I'm gonna put it as 100. Press enter. There we go. And then the last one is target. And we're gonna want to call this to what the furniture is. And if you look at it, the target is blocker. All right, so we're gonna name it blocker. Target blocker. There we go. All right, cool. So everything looks good to go. You can see that the arrows are pointing in the direction it's going to be going. And all we have to do now is save it. Get rid of this. Click File, Save. And I'll see you guys in a second so I can compile the map. Finish compiling the map. And let's check out how the blockers came out. Division. Love that logo. And here we go. Whoa, there's the furniture.
Why don't someone go turn the power on?
And there's the buy trigger. Now let's buy this. And there you have it. That's how you make a buyable blocker. Now you can use whatever model you want. Let's say you want to put a bunch of these all over your map. You know, just select everything, go over to File, go to Save Selected, and you can save it as a prefab and make your own prefab. That way you won't have to keep making them over and over. And you could also set those up to your zones, but I haven't showed you guys how to make zones yet, so that'll come in a later video. But for now, play around with it, and if you like the video, hit that like button and subscribe. I gotta get out of here.
Freak dogs, bring it on!